Hello, I'm Beth Harrington. Welcome to today's question of the week. Today we're talking to HR managers and people responsible for your plans at work. We're talking about employee records and plan records that are critical for you to keep for your plan, just to keep you out of trouble. First, let's talk about employee records. Every year, we need to know every single person who worked for your company, whether they're full-time, part-time, casual employee, on-call, intern, whatever kind of employee works for you. If they earned a paycheck from your company, we're probably going to need to know about that employee so we can make sure that we have all of your documents and testing done correctly. The employee records that we need are as follows. We of course need the person's name, we need their social security number, their date of birth so we can determine their age eligibility and their retirement age. We need their date of hire so we can determine when they become eligible for the plan. We need their date of termination so that we know when they discontinued eligibility for the plan. We need total compensation, all money earned for that person for the year. We need their elective deferrals, any money that they put into the plan, and any money the employer put in, whether it's a prevailing wage contribution or employer contribution, we need to know that. We also need to know hours. Oftentimes plans require that we take track of actual hours worked. Those hours can be done in groups 0 to 500 hours, 501 to 999 hours, or 1,000 hours or more. That might make that hours calculation a little bit simpler for you. Some plans call for an elapsed time as opposed to actual hours. Your plan document will dictate whether we can use an elapsed time method or an hours method, so you need to understand that. We'll also need to know the officers and shareholders of the company and any family members of officers or shareholders, so again we can accurately determine highly compensated employees and key employees for you. So employee records are critical. We encourage you to double check the compensation information that you send to us against your W-3 for that plan year. If you're on a calendar year, that W-3 calculation is real easy. The census data should tie out to box 5 of the W-3 plus any cafeteria contributions. If you're on a fiscal year, something similar to that from your payroll records that tie to total compensation are really helpful to make sure you didn't miss some extra check or bonus check or something, and that we did get all of the employees so that we can accurately work on your plan every year. I'd like to also just spend a minute on plan documents. It's critical for those of you responsible for your plan to keep all signed plan documents retroactive to the beginning of the plan. Every signed adoption agreement, every signed amendment, every mandatory amendment, every optional amendment, everything that you've done with respect to your plan you should keep in one place. It can be an electronic file or a paper file, but upon audit, whether it's a DOL or IRS audit, we are very often being asked to provide information about the plans, and sometimes it does go retroactive to the beginning of the plan. If you do not have a signed document or a signed amendment that's a mandatory amendment, the sanctions can be significant. They start at $3,500 and they go as high as $20,000. I hate seeing sanctions that are unnecessary. So keep your records clean. If you're not sure where your records are, make sure that you gather them. Ask your advisors and your plan providers if they have copies of things if you're finding that you're missing something. We have some lists of documents and things that are necessary and some amendment checklists for you available on our website. You can click through the blog and through our articles and see if there might be something that can help you there. We're here to help you. Please call us anytime if you have any questions about records that need to be kept, plan documents that need to be kept. That's why we're here. Join me again next week for another question of the week.